Hello guys, Major Colton here with another build tutorial, and today, after much practice and usage of the build in serious combat situations against Triple S teams, as you would probably see if you watch some of my recent videos, that this is what I'm pretty much is the Close Range Sniper 2.0, and I have codenamed my personal build Schadenfreude. At least I think that's how you pronounce it, however, correct me if I'm wrong, but which is a German word for, like, basically what it means is taking joy in other people's pain and misery. And what better name for that than a pop shot close range quick lock build? Even did a little kanji thing. You can't really tell on the shield right there on my decal because it lowered the size and the quality and not whatnot. But it's a kanji of Japanese writing that basically says insanity. And all around just a little bit of decal work I did with the decal pack I got from a friend of some decals that some people on the server use. And I think it looks really cool, as well as a custom emblem I got from one of my new good friends, Emperor Genshin, who in my opinion seems to be, one of the best anime emblem makers on the server, simply because of the quality and the fact that he can pump them out in like 30 minutes, like from start to finish, which is like remarkable in its own right, which is really what puts the cherry on the cake. But let's get to the garage and let's show you the inner workings of this high performance machine. Alright, let's get down to the nitty gritty. And I'm just going to start off saying you may notice I'm using the inferior first gen of the shield and the lesser armored head and core and all that good stuff, and how I'm using the lighter weight generator. That's really all for weight reasons for this, and it really is worth it because I'm literally 7 points from being overweight, so I took what sacrifices had to be made to be able to fit the KE shield and the CE machine gun on there, and you do need both of those for this build. But let's start with the frame. First off, we got the Theodora retrofit of the L2 LA 142 legs, and I like to have the high details for a lot of my parts. And just saying, if you're thinking of getting the high detail versions of parts, they do not give you the standard parts that were in the last game. Only new parts that are new to Armored Core Verdict Day and retrofits, which Theodoras are a retrofit, so they make the cut. Basically, they're all just, a little worn version. But I like these legs for lightweight legs. And also because if you look at my turning performance, I got a whopping 942 turning performance, so you can just stay behind people for days. And it has just amazing armor. I mean, look at that. Lightweight armor with 810 KE, almost 400 CE, and 216 TE. That's great. So I have like 1751 KE, 937 CE, so you buff out most CE machine guns, and for the stuff you don't buff out, you just need to, when you see CE machine guns, just do your best to dodge them. If you watch my 1 hour compilation, you'll actually see someone using dual CE machine guns, and me just not taking really any damage from them at all because I know what range to stay at and how to bob and weave so that it messes up their firing patterns and whatnot, so they just basically fly around you. And TE wise, of course, it's a lightweight. You're not going to have much in that department. So let's get on. As for the arms, I have the Kocho Model 1s. Why the Kocho Model 1s? Because you need dual shoulder units. For a quick log build like this, you have to have dual shoulder units. Why these specifically? Well, the CE dual shoulder units are the dual shoulder units that have the most firing stability in the game, and plus they help add CE armor. The only other ones you would probably want to use would be the KE ones, but they really have, probably too heavy for one, and two, well, you already have enough KE. TE wise, pretty sure they're too heavy as well. Like by a lot. As for the core, originally I was using this core and a few other and a different head so that I bluffed out all the CE machine guns, but I made necessary sacrifices so that I could fit the KE shield, and mostly just because so I could fit that little bitty CE machine gun back there. The reason why I'm using that one is just because it's lightweight, and you just gotta learn to work with what you got. And really, this build is a really fun build. But for the core, I got the CA215, and that's really just for the It's got the good like energy conductivity, like not really good energy conductivity, but for KE core wise, yeah, it does. And it's got good armor for what we're going for. As for the head, I had to go lightweight with the head, so I chose the HF 132. I think before that I had a, I don't even remember what head I had. Trying to remember what head I was using. It was probably one. Actually, I think it may have been this because I was going for straight up fashion. Like, you know, I was like, with like, it had armor like that with the different cores, so I buffed out really all the CE machine guns, but I'm overweight with it. So I had to sacrifice fashion for a little bit of lightweight utility. And really, it's not that bad of a head. Internals wise, it's great. And I still have like 4,578 energy recovery, so even in, you know, in scan mode, since you're sniper quick locking, so you're going to be spending all your time in scan mode. So that's a lot more than what that shows on paper. Like, a lot more. Like, you almost never run out of energy, pretty much. Especially with the Shinatsus. Like, you want to use this booster setup and with generator. I would not advise using the Suzumushi with this. Sure, you got a lower energy recovery, but you're always going to be in scan mode anyways. So, really, I'd rather just have it with this one so you can use the, you know, use the X button or the square button, I believe, if you're a PS3 player, more so that you can, you know, get your little quick boosts off while you glide boost, so you can get that extra oomph whenever you're boosting around. Like, really book it. As for the sniper rifles, these are really the only ones that are quick locking that you can fit on you. I thought maybe about using these, but, you know, too heavy. But these are great for what I'm doing. So, personally, I'm using them with 3 power spec, the AM SRA 133s. And it's because they have 3,317 KE attack power. And they got a reload time at 285. But the thing is, base lock-in time of 149 with almost 1,200 muscle. Like, that's great for close-range sniping. This is just great. Like, you're not going to miss. And the reload time's enough so that you can bob and weave, get in and out of cover, and then you're ready to fire again. And with the FCS I'm using with that is the FA215. That's the one you want to use for this kind of playstyle, for this, that really this whole build is made around. So, I mean, if you're not using this FCS, you might as well not even be doing what this, you might as well not even use this build. So, basically you want to use this because it's got the 170 lock computation, so that on top of 2 Mononofu Model 2 subcomputers on you, you just get almost an instant lock. It's, I'd say, probably about like 50 milliseconds, 80 milliseconds before you lock on. Then you can shoot and go back into cover. Usually, you think the human reaction time's a little over 1 second, so if you can train your body to just like know that it's going to lock on and fire anyways, then you can get around that and just be already back in cover by the time they're just now being able to react. So that's real good. That's really what the whole point of this is being able to be just so fast that you can't really be hit while dealing these like high damage, high accuracy, like pin cushioning damage. And as for the back stuff, KE shield, you know, in case there's other snipers, or in case there's like someone was just like nothing, like, you know, like dual gats, that's great for this as well. Or if they have a, and this is really if they got KE shield, and dual gatters and other snipers will have KE shields. Pretty much everybody's got a KE shield now, so you have to run a CE machine gun, and I chose this one mostly because it's lightweight. That's really the only reason. But it's getting, you know, 914 CE damage, so you'll actually get effective damage every now and then on some lighter targets. Muzzle's only 348 though, so you gotta use your speed and whatnot to stay close to them. But whenever they start getting hit by this, firing back is really the least of their concern. They're more concerned on survivability at that point and not getting wrecked by your CE machine gun, because these things are scary to the lighter frames. As for the Recon Unit, I have the REX 813 because that's really just what I've been liking to use here recently, because I can have 5 of them out in various spots on the map, each of them out for 9,000 operational time, and each of them 320 recon range, so it's the operator's best friend. Not that, you know, I actually use an operator. I mean, I don't need anybody to tell me what to do, quite honestly. I know what to do. Really, they're just there if I need to, like, hey, does any of these guys even have low CE or some shit like that? Or like if it's good, like if someone wants me to fight someone and I don't know where they are, and the operator can be like, they're right here, and then that really helps with these. Plus, really the main reason why I use them is low energy consumption for range and range ratio. They're really good. As for the boosters, I'm using the BA 309s mostly because they're high boost energy consumption, which is when when you glide boost around, when you're like just gliding around with when you click down the stick. That is 10k, so it's the lowest of the consumption of that in high accelerations. As well, we're seeing it's also the high, basically high speed, high boosting, and really that's what you want. The high boost keeps you at a constant rate of going really fast, and when you're in scan mode, you can just keep that up for a really long time, and then throw the other boost onto it, and then you're just ungodly fast and can just dodge the world at that point. As for the generator, I'm using the GED P10. Normally I would use the GED G23, but we cannot use it because we need to have our back weapons. And I've literally already sacrificed so much weight around the frame. Like, there's really nowhere else to sacrifice it at without, like, just crippling it. So, just go with what I have to say on that and just go with what I got, I guess. But if you like the build, if you like the look of the build, try it out. If you like the other close range sniper, definitely try this one out because it is far, far, far like superior. After actually playing through it on conquest fights, like this is something like I actually bring out and like against top tier players now, like straight up. And that's why I went through the whole run around decaling it, is because it's like so much better than the other one. So if you like this one, or if you know someone who uses the other one, let them know about this video and let them know that there's a far better version out now that will just easily kick the ass of the other one, like hands down. Like creator's mark of truth on that. And really, if you like the build, just let me know that you really appreciate. I like to whenever people tell me they appreciate my builds, like I really like it, and it gives me a motivation to keep making them. And I've been gotten the Armored Core back here recently, so I'm just like, hey, like I'm gonna start making and I made some new friends and made some new ACs that I would have never thought of before, and I upgraded things, and really I'm just gonna share my knowledge with you, what I've learned, and share these builds so that I find like the new players. Like in my finds when I play with new players, it can be mediocre and whatnot or bad. And then I ask them trying to tell what playstyle they're using. Had them a top tier build, and then their like skill, like their latent power just starts seeping through more and more. Like they get like 4 times better right off the bat because they're not using a crappy build anymore. So if you like the video, like subscribe, share it around, post it wherever the hell you want to. I don't care. But as always, I will see you in the next video.